Henry again. Henry gets to the second level this time, and it takes 2 to bring him down. Henderson and Jones combine on the stop, but Derrick Henry with a 15-yard run, that's his longest today.
Going a little fast pace as the Jaguars are trying to substitute rosters who are still on the team.
Henry runs into a wall, gets away from the wall, and gets out to midfield. Wow, that could be Derrick Henry's best run of the day, and it comes at a clutch time.
Best run, Andrew, because it's -2 where he's hit in the backfield, but he doesn't stop. The legs continue to turn. You've got to wrap up and take him to the ground. Look at him just running through arm tackles.
It's Henry. Has some room on that right side. Into Minnesota territory. He ran right past Harrison Smith. Finally forced out by Kendricks, but not before Henry picks up 16 yards, and that's his longest run of the season.
And you think Derrick Henry's just going to run over you. That time he jukes him in the open field. So now add to his repertoire at 6'3", 247, the nice juke move. Hard to handle.
Blasingame, the fullback. They are going to Henry, and Henry is in for the touchdown. First of the season for Derrick Henry, and a big answer by Tennessee after that long touchdown caught by Jefferson.
A little bit of a statement drive, and the statement is, we run the football, we throw the play-action pass. We run the football, we throw the play-action pass. That's what the Tennessee Titans do. They were able to get in the end zone that time. The first time in the game. For that, they had to settle for 4 consecutive field goal attempts.
Nice block by the fullback Blasingame, who originally entered the NFL. Henry leaps and he's in. Touchdown Titans. Back-to-back touchdowns for Derrick Henry, and they come in the last 2 minutes and 31 seconds.
A quick 3 and out by the Titans defense on the field. Everybody compacted around that line of scrimmage, and a big shot down the field from Raymond.
Tennessee keeping the offense out there. They're going to go for 2. They want to try to make it a field goal game. This will be their first 2-point attempt of the year. Let's see what Arthur Smith, the
Tennessee's come in with a heavy package here.
Yeah, Aaron Brewer, the backup center, who is also one of the backup tight ends tonight, is in the backfield. The handoff to Henry again. He goes the different route to the left, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. A 1-yard burst for Derrick Henry. That's his 3rd score of the year.
So many questions about this Titans. How would they look? They haven't practiced. They've all been sitting at home trying to work out on their own, and they've come out and they've executed. Look at the hole that Henry had. He doesn't need a hole that big. Excellent job by that offensive line, and just shocking how good the Titans have looked. So
Little quarterback voice from Ryan Tannehill. He almost got him to jump. Yes, he did. He gives it to Henry. Henry trying to get to the outside. Shoves the defender, Josh Norman, to his backside.
Derrick Henry will do this to a lot of guys, but he just made Josh Norman reconsider whether or not he wanted to play again.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Offside, number 90, defense. Holding, number 60, offense. Those fouls offset. Replay second down.
Well, that's a shame, but it was still fun to watch.
When you come in against Derrick Henry, you better go low. Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club.
Watch the reaction from the sideline.
Well, listen to the crowd. It's not a big crowd, but they're fired up.
Norman had all of his momentum going. It's 3rd down, a little more than 2. Henry in the backfield. And they give it to him. He goes to the right side. He's got room inside the 5. Touchdown, Tennessee! They were looking for the first down, and they got a little bit more on a 10-yard run.
Well, it's been the issue all night long. Watch right here. They're just trying to do it, and they're just allowing Henry to get outside. The Bills' lack of contain, whether it was Henry running the ball or Tannehill running the ball, it's been a problem all night, and it's something Leslie Frazier is going to have to fix.
It's amazing what a change of scenery and a fresh start can do for a quarterback.
On first down, this is Derrick Henry, and Harry has running room across the 35 out to about the 38-yard line and a first down. Eric Murray finally making the stop.
You get a nice block from the tight end Smith. He comes across, he gets the kick out, and then there's Derrick Henry. And Romeo Cornell said we cannot let.
22 gets the ball and gets a hole and room to run. Midfield. Inside the 40-yard line before he is knocked down. Vernon Hargreaves making the stop, but not before. Derrick Henry racks up 34 yards and a first down.
Just watch how they open up this hole. It's well blocked, and this is how you do it if you're Derrick Henry. Greg, we mentioned he's a tough tackle, especially when he gets up on the second level. It's just 250 pounds coming at you if you're a defensive back. These aren't easy tackles today for the Houston secondary.
And the Titans
I'm going to throw it here
from their own 5-yard line.
Nope.
Henry breaking free. 20, 25, off to the races. They may not catch him. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Tennessee. Yards.
Just watch Cunningham, okay? He's going to start inside. He's going to come backside, and watch Cunningham step up there in that direction. He opens up that backside A-gap, and this is what we talked about. A back that's so big, strong, physical, and yet has terrific straight line speed. He rips off a lot of these big ones, and that was about as good as it could be done.
2nd and 8. Tannehill to throw. Henry out of the backfield. Up the sideline. Henry! 40. 30. Inside the 30-yard line.
Well, they get your attention with the back, and there's Henry. He's just going to leak out. And you'll see the action with the back, and you just watch Derrick Henry. Tannehill's looking downfield. Then he just kicks the ball out wide, and you just can't give Derrick Henry this much green space. This is a good-looking tackle at the end of this thing. I thought he might score, Greg. Oh, this is a really good angle by the safety. Monty Johnson. Yeah, you got to get Tannehill. Now they're going to do the direct snap. This is interesting. Look at this. Tannehill's right down here.
Henry looking for room to the end zone.
What an impressive performance by Derrick Henry and the Tennessee Titans. Direct snap. They get in a little bit of a wildcat formation. They get Tannehill out of there, so you got the box count that you want. And then look at the block from Berkshire. And then look at the finish from Derrick Henry. Wow.
He had a head of steam from about 3 yards out. There was no way they were going to stop him.
Give a lot of credit, Greg, to Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. He has done a terrific job calling plays going back to last year. He's a guy that's not.
48.
2nd and 10, A.J. Brown, motion man. Henry got some room, breaks a tackle, rumbles to the 40-yard line. And the first chance for Titans fans to cheer on that 15-yard rip. Vince Williams, the stop.
Watch the space that they create for Derrick Henry, and then watch the eyes in the cutback. And once he sees the hole, he gets it straight up field and runs past the first down sticks. A huge pickup of a first down for the Titans.
First and goal for Tennessee. Handoff. Henry up top for the touchdown. Derrick Henry can bulldoze, or he can go airborne.
250 pounds just going up in the air and across the goal line.
What do they have left here? We're 23 minutes left in Cincinnati. Henry at that big second quarter. He picks up where he left off. Out past the 30-yard line, tackled by Jermaine Pratt. Keep in mind this Bengals rush defense. They've had so many issues over the last couple of years as Henry picks up 21.
You've got to find a way to set an edge and not let... Look at Roger Saffold, just gets right up on Bynes. And if you can't get off the block up front and you allow a guy like Saffold to get up there on that next level.
And Davis, the leading receiver for the Titans, has yet to catch a pass today. Here's Derrick Henry. And Henry breaks a tackle. And Derrick Henry spins his way close to midfield. And Akeem Hicks unable to bring him down when he had the chance. And a big run by Henry of 26 yards, his longest of the game by far.
And this is when it gets exciting. As a student of the game, you know when Derrick Henry gets the ball in the fourth quarter, it's almost like he's just getting revved up, and he wears down on defenders.
The one shot to A.J. Brown that he wasn't able to haul in. A couple times now off play action. Tennessee has called the shot. They just haven't been able to get it off.
Here's a toss to Henry out on the edge. And Derrick Henry picks up 21. Well, here you go. Get him out on the edge, and you got blockers that create a little bit of lane, and good luck. I mean, this guy, you know, he outweighs most of these guys that are trying to tackle. Gone through since that run to the AFC Championship game a year ago. They're without both tackles from that team. Here's a stiff arm by Henry. Takes it up to the 20. As they've lost Taylor Lewan. They let Jack Conklin go as a free agent to Cleveland, and now they've lost Saffold here tonight. He's back in the ball game, and boy, they need him. That veteran presence at left guard, good to see him back in the game, was questionable with an ankle.
Well, that's Grover Stewart, number 90. He comes in at 315 pounds.
The defenders, they slow down a little bit. They get tired. Bam, holes get open.
Tannehill changes up the play and doesn't change up the action. He goes back to Henry, and that's a perfect example of what you were talking about. Another 11 for Henry.
And you just get a little bit softer on defense. You're a little slower to get over that edge. Everyone's just right there, Wolf. See a second to get off that block. Queen gets the second level, and he likes contact. He's still running the 100-yard dash.
And now we've got a Raven defender who's a kick in overtime in his career.
Henry getting free. Henry's going to end the game. Titans take it in overtime. We talk about his second half surge. It just starts to wear you down, and you saw the effort Henry gave. Cutback, finish, get through the arm tackle. And Tennessee survives on the road.
And they win in Baltimore for the second time in 2020. Knocked them out in January in the divisional playoffs.
You had me for a second. I was like, wait, I didn't think they played this year. And they're not the same. You're exactly right. And it kind of similar. Derrick Henry, you can remember just running down hill on them that entire game, and the finishing touches. Henry gets over 1,000 yards on the season today.
Got a second overtime touchdown on the season, and this right here is his 50th NFL touchdown, and what a memorable one it is.
Yes, and I'll tell you, people talk about finishing plays in the NFL, finishing games. He's a finisher right there. Ooh. That's a cliche comment I made, and I like it, and I'm riding it.
Because it's true.
It is. If this guy gets going, it's hard to slow him down.
Look at that jump cut. Goes right around Harrison. Clark couldn't adjust in time, and it was over after that jump cut. And the likes of Derrick Wolfe and that defense.
He has certainly been on a hot streak for Indianapolis. Tennessee is moving the football, a 2nd and 6. Pitch it. Henry, stiff arm, turns it upfield. Henry banged down across the 30-yard line. It's another first down on the block from Quisenberry to help free up Henry to the perimeter.
When you have your chance at Derrick Henry, you can't miss. And watch Taylor Stallworth, 76. And there's the signature straight arm from Derrick Henry on the replacement for DeForest Buckner. Because remember, they moved Grover Stewart over to Buckner's position. Stallworth moved up to start, and there it is. The first big straight arm of the game. And on 3rd and 1, Jeff Swaim, who has now caught 4 passes all season, slips into the secondary and picks up the first down.
Titans in business. Swing pass. Caught by Henry. Turns it upfield. No one's going to stop him. Touchdown, Tennessee. He gets moving like that. It's a locomotive. Titans on the board first.
And this was essentially a long toss sweep because they just swing it to him. Look at the convoy out in front of him. Batson 13. Looked like Corey Davis 84, I believe, who was being thrown to the turf. Derrick Henry back onto the field.
Opportunities here for Tennessee. And again, Henry to the outside. He's in. Touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 2nd of the day. Titans go back in front.
This time they went extra offensive lineman and didn't make any bones about it. Let's not play games. Blossingame 41 with a lead block. But Brewer came onto the field 62 as an extra blocker. And that allowed them. There's Davis 64, Kelly 71, Brewer 62, and then Henry as he gets bumped out of the side by Leonard.
From that torn ACL against Houston week 6. First down. It's Henry. Derrick Henry carries a defender with him across the 45. He has just cracked 5,000 yards rushing in his young career.
It's one thing to want to tackle Derrick Henry, but before you do that, you have to do what? Get off blocks. And look at this, stop it right there. Everyone is blocked up. There's a blocker right there. The block's back here. That means he's got vision and space for him to go ahead and make his next move. So if you want to tackle Derrick Henry, you got to defeat blockers first. And right now, the Tennessee offensive front, with their defense on this, how close do they get to the line of scrimmage? How many bodies in there?
Handoff. Henry weaves through. Henry is in again. Touchdown. King Henry has 3. Crown him. All in the first half for the Titans.
Well, they say uneasy rests the crown on the head of the king, but I think he's carrying it quite well. I don't see any uneasiness at all with Derrick Henry. And part of the reason, look at the blocking. Look at Blossingame 41 meeting Zaire Franklin. Look at the offensive linemen creating those gaps and distance. And I asked before the play, would Indianapolis crowd the line of scrimmage? They did not. They played it straight. He put up pretty good numbers with everybody.
It's true. Now, you can run his high school footage. It looks like his footage here. Henry just gouges the Colts defense once again with another first down run. Eventually, Xavier Rhodes had to help in run support.
Saffold 76, Quisenberry 72, Swaim 87 at tight end. Look at Blossingame 41 with the lead block as Henry runs through the attempted tackle by Muhammad. And then Rhodes jumps on his back and gets a little bit of a ride before helping haul him down with Willis.
Second and 2. Henry, first down and more. Henry breaking free. Gets inside Jack's territory all the way down to the 45. He picks up 22 on that burst. Finally tackled on the play by Jack.
Well, the key is in this running game and the way they use this running scheme, it's how fast they get up to that next level. And usually on that left side, the combination of Ben Jones, the center, and Roger Saffold.
And that's never a fun sight for the opposing defense. Third and short. Henry has it, and he's got a lot more. It's a foot race with Wingard, and Henry will score. Derrick Henry is a bad man. 36-yard sprint, and Tennessee builds on its lead.
Well, mention how good the Titans are at the edge, and here's the key block here by number 85, Mike Pruitt. And then it's not Corey Davis, but I believe it's Batson on the edge as well. There's nobody there one-on-one with the safety, and without any help out there, that's almost an impossible tackle to expect Andrew Wingard to make.
First and 10 after the completion. From just inside their own 48. Henry again finds a seam. Henry exploding again. Inside the 20. And finally tackled on a touchdown saving stop by Herndon. And now Henry bringing this defense to its knees. A 47-yard sprint.
Well, Jacksonville tries to run line movement, tries to muddy it up front, and then Henry just sees it. Look at that vision. He starts to the outside, sees the line movement, but just at that last moment, he sees it breaking inside, and then again.
Those sting a little bit more, especially when it's Henry.
A little hurry up, and Tennessee likes the package that's on the field for the Lions.
Henry, quick snap, and he's in for the Tennessee touchdown. And how about that for an early statement from Tennessee?
These tight ends, watch number 85, Pruitt. Watch how they just pull around, and you give Derrick Henry 3 or 4 steps and let him get downhill. That is almost impossible to stop when he's near the goal. Just another great one from Corey Davis.
Henry. Look at that stiff arm. Derrick Henry expressing himself and introduces himself to Alexander Myers. My goodness.
Spiro, you cannot wait on Henry. If you don't attack him and you don't get aggressive, and then if you're running sideways, forget about it. That's Josh Norman all day long. You cannot tackle Derrick Henry when you both are running sideways against each other. You got to go take out his leg.
Injured Detroit defense. Tennessee Titans atop the AFC South with Indianapolis. Hold that tiebreaker advantage with the divisional record. Henry breaking free again. Henry still on his feet and just shy of the end zone. Deron Harmon with a touchdown saving tackle.
Extra guy, you've got to hit this. That's the only job. It's 3rd and 1. If you're number 24, Oruwariye, go in there and get it. How many times you see Derrick Henry do that to cornerbacks?
3 completions to receivers.
90 seconds. Tennessee has all of its timeouts. Henry, nice little hole, little stiff arm there. He's noted for that, picks up 11, and that moves the chains. The ball at the 29-yard line.
One of the problems is if you start firing these linebackers and try and take out Derrick Henry, you better get there, because if you don't, you're going to leave a gap open, and nobody can find it better than 250 pounds worth of Derrick Henry.
Amos trips him up. Little mini stiff arm at Barnes. Well, he's
180.
A lot of air traffic control going on there. And Henry bangs his way for a gain of 9. Swain leading the way with a block. Scott makes the tackle. 2nd and 1.
Well, this is really the strength of this Tennessee offensive line, right up the gut, and that's what they're trying to attack with right now.
Henry found a little room, found a lot of room, and here he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, Tennessee. 52 yards.
Just watch what the tight end and the right tackle do here, Greg. This is great blocking, and it opens up a huge hole. You see the tackle's going to come down the tight end. They get this block, and then Henry he hits that crease that between the tackle and the tight end, and then he makes a couple guys miss. And this is what you can't allow to happen. To let him get up on the second level where he can use his size and length and that stiff arm if he needs to, and also that straight line speed. That is a terrific run by one of the best running backs in our game.
Henry breaking right side to the end zone, and he's going to be marked out at about the 2.
Just watch J.J. Watt. Watch what J.J. Watt does on the backside of this run. He's going to start rushing upfield. Why? Because he's got Tannehill. He's responsible for Tannehill, and they just turn Derrick Henry loose. So J.J. Watt's playing the boot action. You see how high he gets upfield? Why? Because he's responsible for the quarterback. That opens up a huge, huge hole for Derrick Henry. And if you're smart, you don't try and tackle Derrick Henry up high. You take him down around the 5 board.
We'll run it again with Henry. And Henry, right side, up the sideline. Henry cuts it back. Still fighting, and down at the 5-yard line. Zach Cunningham made the saving tackle.
Well, there's just too many missed tackles, and it's 4 or 5. Just watch. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Watch this effort right here. You try and tackle him up high. Watch this. Bam. That's just not. That's not good. You talk all week about